So hey everyone, welcome to my page. This is Create It with Robin and my name is Robin. All right, let's work on November. This is how I did my board. And this one is just old foam board from Dollar Tree. And let's see, I'm gonna use orange again, and I need white. So let's start with the white. You guys see how easy these are? They are, this kit is available if you guys want to do these and paint along with me. So even though I'm doing 4 a week, by this time next week, we will have an entire year's worth of interchangeables done because I've done 4 months at a time. So last week we did 4, this week is 4, and then we'll finish it up next week. And I want to do the orange, which is November. And the little pumpkin. This one I'm gonna have to use a brush in this little pumpkin to do some shading on the inside. I'm gonna do these leaves. Hi Margarita, how are you? Okay, so we did this. I'm gonna do trying to think, do I want to do it lighter or darker? I'm gonna do it the darker. This one is, I do mostly Deco Art colors. This is Pebble by Deco Art. So this is gonna be the back color of my round. I'm doing the back color of the rectangle white. I'm gonna do a second coat of white on the rectangle piece. I do want to do the little turkey. In like a stain color. I'm going to go, where's my, I'm going to use the baby wipe and I'm just going to stain this really quick. My little turkey. He doesn't even take a full drop. That's all I'm doing with him. Okay, let's do, do you guys have any questions? Margarita, I get to see you next month. Cannot wait to hug some necks, y'all. I think that's what I'm most excited about, hanging out with friends. gonna be pretty. Let's do this pumpkin. And I'm also gonna do the month of November in orange. The leaves I'm gonna do in like a Hauser light green, or maybe like a sage green. Some color like that. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Let me dry it, and then I need to do the orange again. This is my third coat of white on the rectangle piece. All right. I think that looks good. I want to do I'm gonna do some shading in brown on the round piece. I think that'll go really nice. I'm gonna take that, what I used the pebble on, and I'm gonna put what's left back in the bottle. And I'm gonna dip this into the brown, that darker brown. I'm gonna tap it off. I'm gonna do the shading around it just like I did the last one. I'll make sure it's not too dark. It is. Tap some of that off. I thought at first I was gonna do black, but I like this better. Okay, so that's what I did around there. I don't even know if you can see it. Maybe right there. It's very, oh, it looks good. It looks good. Okay, I'm gonna take these off. They're done. I am gonna do some shading there. My turkey's done. I still need to do that heart. This piece is done. I gotta take this off to do the shading. And my words are done. Okay, let's do this, and I'm gonna do that same color I used last week, alizarin crimson. I just need a tiny dot. And a tiny little nub. Where'd it go? Okay, let me do this one more time. Now that can be drying. And another board is done. All right, so I need to shade here. I need to shade my leaves. And I think on that I'm gonna do, let's see, I did Hauser Light. I'm gonna do Hauser Medium for the leaves. Let me get, paint back in the bottle. I know it's not a lot, y'all. It's just who I am. Okay, so on the leaves, they go, one goes up, one goes down. I'm gonna do whatever's on the outside shading, and this is so subtle you can barely even see it. Probably because it blended in. You could cut that off. I'm just gonna make it be a little darker by adding a little bit more. There we go. I don't know if you can see the two tones on there of the green, but it's on there. All right, so while that dries, I'm gonna take a brush. I need a small one. I'm gonna use my baby wipe. I need another drop. I'm just going to Now this is just me. You do not have to do this part. If you guys are not familiar with shading, this is totally optional. But if you can see my pumpkin, that's what I'm doing to it. Okay, I'm gonna do the outside edge. Thank you, Margarita. Now the outside edges, you could use your sponge, absolutely. But the two do look a little different, and I want my pieces to be uniform, so I'm just gonna go ahead around the outside edge with my brush. Now I got to do the other side. And then we need to do the stem. And I'm gonna do that a burnt umber. There we have the whole pumpkin done like that. Now I'm gonna do the stem. Oh, I've already got some burnt umber sitting here, so let me use that. And I've just got a different liner brush. This one has a rogue bristle on it. It's like that one friend in every group you have that's like doing their own thing. I have a brush that's like that. And I love them. That's why I keep it around, because it works. It still works. Okay, now I got my stem on there. I'm gonna take the heart and on the inside hump of the heart, I'm gonna add a white highlight. And I'm just gonna barely tap. Like that. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Jeannie, or Genia. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on. Okay, right like that. Now I want to add some little white accents on the pumpkin too. So I'm going to go back to my little eyeliner brush, dip it in water so I can get that point, and go back to my white paint. Okay, up here, kind of like on the shoulder of the pumpkin. Then I'm gonna flip it, and so if I do this shoulder, I'm gonna do this hip. I always do diagonal from each other. Like that. Diagonal from each other. Makes such a difference. I think the shading makes all the difference. It is absolutely the funnest thing about painting, is making those subtle little changes that just completely change the look of your project. I'm gonna still do that heart too. I know I added some shading or some highlight on the edge, but I'm gonna do and then I want to add my dots. So back to my dotting tool, I'm going to use the smallest end. So I call these graduated dots. I dip into the paint once, but I put 3 dots down at a time, because each time you do it, the dots get smaller. So it starts big, medium, and then small, so that you get something like this right next to my thumb. And I'm gonna do that on the other side at the bottom of that little comma that we made. And I dipped in paint, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and the dots got smaller. And our little pumpkin is done. So let's glue these together, because I think this is done. I'm gonna dab off. And I'm gonna do the pumpkin. And then our other leaf. Dab that off. And there's our November sign. And now let's do this one. I'm gonna get my turkey on there. Oops, I got 2 more letters, Robin. You're not done. Okay, dab off. Dabbing off just gets the little glops of paint, of glue that get on there so that you don't squish out as much when you push it down. So there's our little rectangle for November. You could make your little turkey darker if you wanted to. I think I'm just gonna leave him. And I want to remind you guys, any 3-inch round will fit inside of these hanger pieces. Thank you, Margarita. Thanks, Sam. I can't wait for you guys to do your own if you've got the kit. If not, the kit is available and it is linked in the comments. I will break down the video into 4 different pieces, just like I did last week. And they will be on my YouTube channel in month increments. So June is on there, July, y'all know. It'll be on there by month, so you don't have to watch this whole video just to get the month that you want. I put my Velcro on, got my backer. And there's November.